Somewhere in a limestone quarry right now, a machine is eating solid rock, and it is doing it in near silence. No drill rigs punching holes into the rock face, no warning siren, no blast, no brown cloud of dust rolling across the pit. Just one long, low machine crawling forward at walking speed, shaving stone off the earth in a clean, flat cut, and pouring it straight onto a waiting haul truck. Watch it once, and something feels wrong, because this is not how mining is supposed to look. Mining is supposed to be violence. You drill the rock, you pack the holes with explosive, you pull every soul back to a safe distance, and you blow a slice of a mountain into rubble. That is how it has been done for more than a century. That is how the biggest equipment company on Earth built its entire mining empire, and this German machine just made all of it optional. The company that should be losing sleep over that machine is Caterpillar, the yellow giant, the largest maker of construction and mining equipment in the world, born from an American merger back in 1925, a name so dominant it became a synonym for heavy iron. Walk into almost any open pit mine on the planet, and you are standing inside Caterpillar's world. The haul trucks grinding out of the pit are Cat. The hydraulic shovels loading them are Cat. And the drills boring the blast holes into the rock face, the very drills that make the whole explosive process possible, those are Cat too. Here is the thing most people never stop to think about. Drilling and blasting is not some annoying step Caterpillar merely puts up with. Drilling and blasting is a business Caterpillar sells. Every hole drilled is a reason to buy another Cat drill. Every blasted heap of rock is a reason to buy another Cat shovel to dig it, and another Cat truck to haul it away. The blast is the beating heart of the whole yellow machine. So what happens to that business when a single machine rolls in and cuts the rock cleanly, with no blast at all? To answer that, you have to leave the pit and drive to a small town in western Germany called Windhagen. Because this story does not begin in a mine at all. It begins on a road crew. In 1961, a 20-year-old German named Reinhard Wirtgen went into business for himself with one truck. He started out hauling freight, then he moved into road work, and over the years his company fell in love with one very specific craft, milling. Grinding the worn top layer off an old asphalt road with a spinning drum packed full of hardened cutting tools so a fresh new surface could be laid down. Wirtgen got very, very good at milling roads, better than almost anyone alive, and somewhere in the middle of the 1970s, someone inside that company asked a quietly dangerous question. If a drum full of tools can chew through asphalt and concrete all day long without ever stopping, then why can it not chew through solid rock? Nobody in mining was thinking that way. Mining meant explosives, and it always had. But the road builders in Windhagen did not think like miners. They thought like millers. And that one difference is the whole story. Quick thing before I show you what they actually built, because it is genuinely strange to watch. If you work around these machines, or you have spent a long shift watching Cat iron haul blasted rock in circles all day, tell me in the comments what you run and where you run it. This corner of the internet is small, and I read every single one of them. Now, back to that dangerous question in Windhagen. That question turned into a machine. In 1980, Wirtgen built its first surface miner prototype and tested it cutting coal. 3 years later, in 1983, the company sold its first real one, and it shipped all the way to South Africa to cut gypsum out of the ground. 2 years after that, a bigger Wirtgen machine was carving hard limestone in the United States. The idea was no longer a theory. You did not have to blast rock apart to mine it. You could mill it, layer by layer, the same way you mill a tired old road, just on a scale nobody had ever attempted. So here is how a surface miner actually works, because the simplicity is the beautiful part. Slung underneath the machine is a massive cutting drum studded with rows of hardened picks. As the machine creeps forward, that drum spins against the direction of travel and shaves the rock away in thin layers, cutting it and crushing it in the very same motion. The broken stone drops onto a conveyor, rides up through the belly of the machine, and pours off a second swinging conveyor straight into a haul truck running alongside. Cut, crush, and load. One pass, one machine, one operator in the cab. No drilling crew, no explosives license, no blast, and no primary crusher waiting further down the line, because the drum has already crushed the rock down to size on its way through, a job that used to demand drills, explosives, loaders, and a separate crusher, now needs one machine simply walking forward. And once you truly see it, the advantages just keep stacking. There is no flying rock and no shockwave, so a surface miner can work astonishingly close to a highway, a village, or a live rail line, in places where a blasting permit would never be granted in 1,000 years. It runs with far less noise and far less dust. It is safer for the people standing down in the pit, and because it cuts selectively, one clean layer at a time, it can lift a thin seam of coal or salt or phosphate out of the ground, while leaving the worthless waste rock untouched, which means the mine throws away far less of the very thing it came for. Wirtgen surface miners are out there tonight cutting coal, limestone, bauxite, gypsum, salt, and phosphate on nearly every continent. The largest of them swing a cutting drum, more than 4 meters across, and bite better than half a meter into hard rock with every single pass. This was never a gadget. This was a new way to take minerals out of the earth. Now go back to Caterpillar, and you can finally see the wound. By inventing the surface miner, Wirtgen did not just build one clever machine, it went straight after the foundation under Caterpillar's entire mining business. Think about what this machine deletes. It deletes the drill, it deletes the blast, and the moment you weaken or skip the blast, you start to weaken the reason to own that enormous fleet of drills and shovels and trucks that the blast exists to feed in the first place. Caterpillar sells the whole ecosystem of controlled destruction. Wirtgen sells the one machine that makes a large chunk of that ecosystem pointless. And here is the fact that should really sting. Caterpillar has only ever had a marginal presence in continuous surface mining. This entire category, the machine that steadily replaced the blast, was invented in Germany, grown in Germany, and led by Germany. The biggest name in mining iron on the planet never truly planted a flag on this ground at all. And it gets worse for the giant, because in recent years Caterpillar has been walking away from specialty mining, not marching into it. It handed its underground longwall coal business over to a German firm. It let go of its continuous miner line. It licensed its high-wall mining designs to a manufacturer in India, rather than keep building them itself. While the American giant was shedding these niches one by one, Wirtgen was owning its niche outright, backed by a whole family of German brands, around 8,000 people, selling into more than 100 countries on Earth. This was never a fair fight. It was a category Caterpillar simply chose to leave sitting on the table. And before I tell you the very last fact, the one about who actually owns Wirtgen today, subscribe, because this is the point where the story stops being about mining and starts being genuinely hard to believe. Caterpillar missing the future is not a one-time slip. On this channel, you are going to watch it happen again and again. Alright, here is who owns the machine. In 2017, the Wirtgen Group was bought. The buyer paid about 4.4 billion euros in cash, one of the biggest deals the equipment industry had ever seen, and the company that wrote that check was not Chinese, not Japanese, not some faceless investment fund. It was John Deere. Sit with that for a second. John Deere, the Green Machines, the other great American name in heavy iron. Deere is Caterpillar's biggest rival on its own home ground, the second largest maker of heavy equipment on the planet. A company founded all the way back in 1837, almost 90 years before there was even such a thing as a Caterpillar. Cat and Deere have circled each other for generations, and when Deere finally wanted a real way into road building and surface mining, it did not try to out-engineer the Germans and build a rival from scratch. It bought them. It bought the whole thing. The surface miner, the road mills, the Vogelapavers, the Hamm rollers, the Kleemann crushers, the entire group, and folded it into its construction division. So follow the humiliation all the way down. There is a machine that cuts rock without blasting, in a category Caterpillar never truly built. That machine is German, designed and refined in a small town called Windhagen by a company that started with one truck and a milling drum. And the owner of that German machine, the name on the deed, is John Deere. The one American rival Caterpillar would least want standing behind the technology it missed. So here is where all of it finally lands. Caterpillar can still sell more drills, more shovels, and more haul trucks than anyone else alive on this earth. Its yellow iron will keep filling open pit mines for decades to come, and nobody is pretending otherwise. But there is a machine out there in the dark tonight, crawling through a quarry somewhere in the world, peeling solid stone off the ground in one clean, quiet pass with no blast at all, doing the exact job that dynamite used to do. And Caterpillar does not build it. A German company does. A company named Wirtgen, from a small town called Windhagen, that took a drum built to mill worn-out roads and turned it into the machine that made blasting optional. The category Caterpillar never claimed, the invention it never made, and the flag flying over that machine today is not the yellow of Caterpillar, it is the green of the one rival Caterpillar least wanted holding the future.